Welcome to Back Out of XE Moment. The Mercedes SLR McLaren 2026 comes into view. Time seems to slow, not because it demands attention through noise or aggression, but because its presence carries the weight of legacy, a machine born from the rare alliance of German precision and British racing obsession. Its long sculpted hood stretching forward like a statement of intent, hinting at the hand-built V8 power resting beneath. A reminder that this car is not chasing trends but honoring a lineage that began on legendary circuits and evolved into something almost mythical. And as light slides across its carbon fiber bodywork, every curve reveals purpose rather than decoration, airflow guided with surgical accuracy. Surfaces shaped by wind tunnels and racing heritage rather than fashion. And when the engine awakens, it does not scream for attention but announces itself with a deep, mechanical confidence. A sound that feels engineered rather than exaggerated, resonating with history, with layman's victories, with nights spent perfecting balance and control. And as the SLR McLaren rolls forward, its motion feels deliberate, as if every rotation of the wheels has been calculated long before the driver even touches the throttle. The steering communicating the road with clarity that modern filters often dilute, creating a connection that feels almost analog in a digital world. And inside the cabin, luxury does not overwhelm. Instead, it surrounds. Leather stitched with intention, aluminum surfaces cool to the touch, carbon accents reminding you that performance is always present, even when standing still. And as speed begins to build, the SLR does not rush. It gathers momentum with authority. The supercharged power delivery, smooth yet relentless, pushing forward with a force that feels endless rather than explosive, transforming straight roads into runways and corners into moments of precise choreography. And in that motion, the car reveals its true character, not a fragile supercar meant only for admiration, but a grand tour forged with racing DNA, capable of devouring long distances while maintaining the composure of a machine built for endurance. And as the surroundings blur, city lights stretching into streaks, the SLR McLaren remains planted, unshaken, its aerodynamics working silently, stability systems assisting without intruding, allowing the driver to feel like a partner rather than a passenger. And this balance between raw power and refined control becomes a defining sensation, because the SLR does not try to intimidate, it invites mastery, rewarding confidence, patience, and respect. And even as the road opens ahead, there is an underlying sense that this car is holding back, that its true limits exist far beyond public asphalt, waiting for a circuit, a horizon, a moment worthy of its full potential, making every drive feel like a restrained glimpse into something greater, something timeless, something that refuses to fade even as the world around it accelerates toward the future. As the Mercedes SLR McLaren 2026 continues its journey, the road begins to feel less like a limitation and more like a canvas, each stretch of asphalt revealing another layer of the car's character. It's a suspension absorbing imperfections with a confidence that speaks of long distance, endurance, rather than short-lived aggression. And the sense of speed becomes deceptive, because what feels composed and controlled is in reality breathtakingly fast. The scenery dissolving into motion while the cabin remains calm, insulated yet alive, allowing the driver to experience velocity without chaos. And this duality is where the SLR truly separates itself from modern supercars, because it was never designed to shock for a moment but to sustain excellence over time, mile after mile, hour after hour. And as the engine continues its steady, forceful pull, there is a mechanical honesty to the way power is delivered, linear yet commanding, reminding the driver that beneath the refined exterior lies a machine built with motorsport logic, not software-driven theatrics. And when corners arrive, the car responds with a sense of inevitability, turning in with precision, holding its line with authority, braking with confidence that inspires trust rather than fear, the ceramic systems biting firmly yet smoothly, as if the car is always one step ahead of the driver's intentions. And inside, the environment remains purposeful, gauges clear, feedback direct, no unnecessary distractions, just the essentials executed at the highest level, reinforcing the idea that this is a driver's machine designed in an era when involvement mattered more than algorithms. And as night begins to fall, the SLR's presence grows even stronger, headlights cutting cleanly through darkness, reflections tracing along the endless hood, emphasizing its iconic proportions, transforming the car into a moving sculpture defined by light and shadow. And in this moment, cruising effortlessly through open roads, the Mercedes SLR McLaren feels timeless, unaffected by trends, untouched by excess, existing in a space between past and future where true engineering excellence lives. And with every kilometer covered, it becomes increasingly clear that this car was never meant to be measured solely by numbers or comparisons, because its value lies in emotion, inherited in the rare sensation of driving something created without compromise, something that respects the driver's skill, rewards attention, and offers an experience that modern machines often struggle to replicate, making each journey not just a drive, but a dialogue between human and machine, written in speed, balance, and unwavering confidence. SLR McLaren 2026 stretches further. The car begins to reveal a deeper truth, one that only emerges over time rather than in brief moments of acceleration. Because this machine was engineered for longevity of experience, not instant gratification, and as highways turn into open stretches bordered by silence, the SLR settles into an effortless rhythm, the engine humming with restrained power, never strained, never restless, as if it were designed to cruise at high speed indefinitely. And this sense of mechanical calm builds a unique confidence, allowing the driver to relax without disengaging, to feel in control without feeling challenged. And as the miles pass, the car feels less like a tool and more like a companion, responding predictably, faithfully, and consistently, reinforcing trust with every input. And when the road begins to twist, elevation changing, corners tightening, the SLR does not resist. It adapts, weight shifting smoothly, chassis remaining balanced, proving that despite its grand proportions, agility is woven into its DNA. And there is a certain satisfaction in knowing that this balance comes not from artificial enhancement but from thoughtful engineering, from an era where solutions were physical, mechanical, and permanent. And inside the cabin, time seems suspended, the world outside reduced to motion and sound, while the interior remains composed. Crafted to support the driver over long distances, seats holding firmly without fatigue, controls falling naturally to hand, everything placed with purpose. And as daylight fades again and the horizon glows with distant city lights, the SLR glides forward like a quiet force, never demanding attention, yet impossible to ignore. A reminder that true automotive icons are not defined by volume or visibility but by the way they make you feel long after the drive should have ended. And in that feeling, there is respect, admiration, and a subtle sense of privilege, because driving the Mercedes SLR McLaren is not about ownership alone. It is about stewardship, about understanding that you are experiencing something rare, something born from collaboration, passion, and an uncompromising vision. And as the car continues forward, unwavering and composed, it becomes clear that this is not merely a revival of a legend, but a continuation of a philosophy that values authenticity, endurance, and emotional connection above all else, ensuring that every mile driven becomes part of a story that will never truly end. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe.